Hello everyone, Tim Game here, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you some more Call of Duty Black Ops 2 gameplay. Now today's gameplay is a 6v6 domination game on the map Plaza using the naked AN-94, and before I get into the gameplay a little bit, I want to talk about the AN-94 because this was actually the first game I'd ever used it in Black Ops 2, and I am regretting that so much because I absolutely love this weapon. I always have a flavour for powerful assault rifles that are accurate but have a reasonable rate of fire, and the AN-94 is so far up my street it is unbelievable. And the only problem with it is you unlock it right at the end of Prestige, so unless you gear the weapon you're not going to have much opportunity to use it, and that's probably why I didn't bother using it, because it was unlocked so late. I thought, why bother? But I used it in this game and I absolutely loved it, and I pretty much geared it straight after, and I've been using it so far this Prestige, and it is an unbelievable weapon because it has pretty good iron sights. I mean, the iron sights aren't the best in the game, but they're definitely usable. It's accurate, it's powerful, and the great thing with it is the first 2 bullets of each burst you fire actually get shot quicker. So if you turn a corner and run into someone, those extra 2 bullets that you ping out even faster than the normal rate of fire give you a great chance at close range as well. So it is a fantastic assault rifle for all situations, and Plaza is a map that really does benefit from this style of weapon because if you go along the central street, it's really open. I mean, especially if you get to like the part where I am now, overlooking the B flag, that's quite a long sight line. If you go down the left hand side of the map from where I am now, more open sight lines. But at the same time, if you go into dubstep room or battle around B-Dom or go into the 2 base buildings at either end of the map, they are all traditional close quarter combat areas with very short sight lines. You have a high probability of running into people as well, because especially the 2 areas either side of B, those are very high traffic areas, and the AN-94 equips itself brilliantly to this map. So if you haven't tried it, I fully recommend it, especially on a map like Plaza. But yeah, I want to talk about this gameplay now, and games like this really do help reinvigorate my love for Call of Duty, because sometimes, you know, Call of Duty is an exceptionally frustrating game when you've got an absolutely woeful team, or you keep joining games halfway through and you're 100 points down in a domination and you're trapped in the corner of the map and there's load stars up in the sky, and you just wonder why you bother. But then when you play a game like this, you really do understand what makes Call of Duty such a fantastic and popular game. Now, in this domination game, at the halfway point, we were 111 points to 63 down. Now, I was running on my own. This is a solo gameplay, and I was just running with 5 randomers. And in this situation, normally, that is a loss. You've written that game off already, but in the second half of the game, we pull off an absolutely fantastic comeback. And I'm sorry to spoil the ending for you already, but we actually turn it around into a win, and I was absolutely astounded. And what makes this even more special is sometimes you join a game late with a full party and your team's getting beasted and you come back and win the game. What made this one so special was it's done with randomers, and that very rarely happens in Call of Duty, because as most of you guys know, the vast majority of the time you are put in with some absolutely filthy teammates. And at the start of the game I was thinking pretty much the same. You know, we were put in with people who were sniping, camping at the back of the map, not even looking at objectives. But this right here is the turning point, and you might say that's a bit strange. You know, you've captured a flag with like under 10 seconds to go in the game. Why is that a turning point? But if you look at my score streaks down the bottom right, I am a smidgen away from my 2 higher end score streaks. And what I normally like to run when I'm running solo is top it out at the VSAT maximum. So in this one I've got a UAV stealth chopper VSAT, and as you can see here, that B cap there, I ran in, I think I got 2 or 3 capture kills, I captured B flag, and that was nearly 1,000 points in itself. So I've effectively earned all the streaks there right at the start of the map. And what this starts to do is it creates momentum. And the great thing with the VSAT is, not only do you get a massive bonus as well, because as you can see, I start to get VSAT assist points come rolling in like there's no business at all. The great thing about it is it helps your team out, because obviously you know that the red triangles suddenly appear on the map. Your teammates can see where they are, so they can get the jump on enemies. They begin to get their streaks, and what you see happen a lot of the time is you get VSATs rolling into each other. And when I play with a party, you know, I normally roll with two guys who are pretty awesome at the game, especially, you know, PBJB you've seen a lot of the time, and Gibbo. Both of them are really, really good at the game. And what tends to happen is when one of them gets a VSAT, the next guy will get a VSAT, and then I'll get a VSAT, and then James will get another VSAT, and you get them rolling into each other. So if you do have the opportunity to run it, if you can get it regularly, there should be no question about you running it. Because you see some people who go out there and run Lodestar, Dogs and Swarm, and you sit there thinking, why? Because the vast majority of the time they're not even going to get close to those streaks. They're going to go horribly negative, or they're going to camp in the back of the map and go 9-1, just miss their streaks, and then they've completely flopped and wasted it. The great thing with the VSAT is it's an awesome streak, it benefits your entire team, but it isn't as high as some of these really high-end ones like the Swarm or whatever. So you can get it a lot more regularly than you expect. And when you have a lot of people on the same team using it, they begin to roll into each other. And I think there was one other player in my team, I think it was the guy who came second in the end, he was running VSAT as well. And what happened was, you know, my VSAT helped get him some points, and in about a minute's time he gets his next VSAT. And you just see how it managed to turn the game around. We were getting absolutely spanked in this gameplay. But the great thing was, I managed to battle my way to my streaks just before the start of the round. So we managed to come out at the start of the next round, get that early B cap. And I have to say, the teammates really pulled it out of the bag, because in a 6v6 domination, when you're playing solo, there's only so much you can do on your own. You can't be everywhere at once. And what I was trying to do is set up in the mid-map, try and hold B as much as possible, try and prevent the flank routes. But what you have to rely on is your teammates filling in the holes. So protecting your external objectives, making sure you don't get flanked yourself when you're pushing up to try and save B. And they did a great job at that. And you know, by this point of the gameplay, I was beginning to say, right, we can actually do this. We're beginning to pull it back, because what I did at the start of the game, I was just playing on mute. I always play with my headset on because I like the game sound coming through my headset, obviously for a little bit of sound touring. But I'd muted my mic. But what I decided to do was, at half time, I turned it back on. You know, was saying, right, do this, do that. And the great thing was, the team actually responded, because you get some randomers who, you know, you go in and you try and give instructions, or you try and say, oh, I'm going to cap B, can you get on the flag with me, or watch out, there's a guy on your right, and they completely ignore you, they don't care. And they go and finish horribly negative, and they just go off trying to 360 no-scope. But the great thing with these guys were, they actually managed to coordinate, even though I was the only guy with the heads on. So massive props to all of the guys that are on my team here, because they managed to really pull this out the bag. And it is games like this that make me love Call of Duty, because yeah, getting the massive streaks is really, really nice every now and again, but if you just live to do that in Call of Duty, you're going to have a bad time 99% of the time, because it doesn't matter how good a player you are not going to get your Swarm, your Dogs every gameplay. What makes Call of Duty interesting for me is going out against the odds and getting a win. And this gameplay, every single man and his dog had written us off at half time, but we managed to fight back, get ourselves back into the game with the VSAT, and as you can see here, you know, my teammate got a VSAT, so I managed to get my streaks and roll into another VSAT, and we went on and we managed to turn it round, and as you can see, the final score is 174 points to 168. And I was actually properly buzzing after this victory. And even when I was, you know, getting high streaks and getting 50 in 2 gameplays, I did not get the same reaction as I did with this. So hopefully this gameplay shows that there is more to Call of Duty than just going out there and trying to run your massive streaks and trying to go 100 kills to 1 death, because games like this are a lot more rewarding. So guys, once again, really hope you've enjoyed the gameplay. Please, please, please go out there and try and get the W, because when you get games like this, it is so enjoyable. But guys, once again, thanks for watching and have a great day.